Oh, it's upside down. Well, that's fancy. They gave you a nice little carrying bag for it. Alright, this is ridiculous. There's a bag for the lens, okay. Let me change the angle of the light. Whatever, we'll just unbox this thing. Plastic. There it is. Beast itself. Wow, that's all metal. I'm surprised. This whole thing's actually metal. Except for these rings. These are some pretty nice quality rubber, but the whole lens on the outside is actually metal. Wow. Oh, that's nice. The zooming is internal too. Let's throw it on the camera and see what we can capture. Alright, before I put the new lens on the camera, I want to mention something. This lens right here literally costs more than this entire setup. I'm talking the tripod, the camera body, the kit lens, the microphone, the light. Literally, this one lens costs more than all of that combined. This lens is about half the price of my laptop though. This isn't the most expensive thing, but it's pretty darn close. Anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way, and I wanted to mention that it is recommended that you start with a cheaper body like the SL2 and then buy more expensive and better lenses, sort of upgrade the camera body as much as you possibly can. And then when the time comes, obviously you'd have to get a new camera body. But what's nice about lenses is you can use these lenses for a long time. Like this one was released in 2013. And it's still one of the best lenses Sigma makes, and they still manufacture it today because it's still super popular. And for a good reason, it's an incredible lens. But anyway, let's throw it on the camera and get some cinematic looking office shots. Alright, and you guys thought I was kidding about getting the cinematic office shots, but look at this shot. The bokeh in the background is absolutely incredible. This lens does do a great job at that, and that is why it is so popular, because it does give such a cinematic look. Like me, I'm the subject and I'm tack sharp and focused, but that background is just lost in blur. And that looks incredible. I can actually kind of hide the mess a little bit, because my room's a little messy right now. But anyway, so to start off talking about this lens, one thing that I'm already thinking about in my head, that this lens will be better for my log profile. Because normally when I shoot with this lens, I have to boost my ISO up higher, which introduces more grain into the image. Then when I shoot my flat profile, the grain becomes more apparent because I have a higher ISO. But with this lens, the ISO is a lot lower. It's like, I think it's actually sitting at 100 right now. And I'm just sitting in my room with, you know, my light and everything. No windows are open. And what's nice about that is there's going to be little to no grain in the image. So I can color grade this and not really have to worry about losing that much quality. Which is something that I really like, because I do love using the flat picture profile. I love the flexibility and I love the look of it. But it just kind of sucks when I start grading it and then the image starts falling apart because my ISO was too high. Anyway, so what are some positives and negatives of having a lens like this? Well, you guys already see the image itself that this lens produces is absolutely incredible. One nice thing about it is that it can be used on higher quality cameras, such as the C200. Some people even use them on their Reds. And it does produce such a nice image that they are comfortable using this lens on their professional cameras. And a manual focus ring does have some pretty decent travel to it, so you can rack focus pretty well with it. And speaking of focusing, the autofocus, since this lens was released in 2013, the focusing motor in it is a little older. It's still really quick and I still really like it, so I can move in and out and stuff, and it should stay pretty much locked onto my face. And I do kind of like it because it kind of does have that manual look to it. Alright, now moving on to some of the negatives. Now, one negative is at the size and weight of it. I can't balance it on my Moza Air 3 gimbal, which really does suck, but I'm actually going to look into selling it and buying maybe a DJI Ronin S or something, like a bigger gimbal so it can withstand a lens like this. Another downside is that there is no image stabilization, so basically, if I were to go out and handhold the footage, it would be very shaky. You'd see every little camera shake, and since I can't balance it on my gimbal, it's going to be extremely hard to get cinematic images with this lens because it'll be just one micro jitter away from not looking cinematic, which is pretty much unavoidable with no image stabilization. But other than that, definitely an incredible lens, well worth the $700 I paid for it. When I was first looking into the lens, it was around $800. It has dropped some more, and they do have frequent sales. I just wasn't lucky enough to catch it, but definitely an incredible lens. I do highly recommend it. It's even a great first lens because it does have that sweet spot. It can go from, you know, kind of wide, like right now 18 millimeters, into some pretty good detail at 35 millimeters. So I think it does have a good focal range, and the fact that it's all at f1.8 is absolutely incredible. But that's it for me, guys. I will see you guys in the next video where I'll be testing out this lens more in a cinematic feel. And since I won't be able to have a gimbal, it will be all handheld with the Joby Gorilla Pod, basically going back to the days before the gimbal. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.